you under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, education, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Smash that like button. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? It is your favorite breast cancer survivor, Survivor Speaks, back with a quick live stream. I had did a live stream earlier on the release of Yak Gotti, his court hearing, and couldn't hear the video. So I'm here with the release with his release from jail. It's very emotional, and shout out to everybody that was at the courthouse's family as he walked out the door. Shout out to Miss Sylvia here on YouTube, in court, live, loud, and in living color with all the cameras that she can hold in her hands. Shout out to her because she gets in there and she gets that footage. And just want to say, a shout out to Miss Sylvia, and congratulations. She was right there with the family. Got some good shots to Yak Gotti. Shout out to you, Miss Sylvia. You deserve it. I just, when congratulations is due, I just give it. I don't, go against content creators. Like, it is what it is. Shout out to all the content creators that covered the YSL case and is now covering the YSL case part 2. There are still people going through these legal dramas, legal battles. Moon went back to jail. Shout out to his attorneys, Happily Angry Lawyer, and the the Fit Lawyer ATL. Shout out to both of them for, holding it down for Moon, and I believe that good things are to come from that. So let's get into why we're here. It's just a quick little live, right? Yak Gotti is officially a free man again. So after being found not guilty in the YSL Rico case, the rapper just took a plea deal today to end his bonus jail time. Right? For defending himself against inmates, because of course that happened. He was attacked. He attacked back in his own way. If you have never been behind a wall or in jail, you wouldn't understand. So lay people out here on the street that have never went behind that wall and spent the day, I'm talking about as an officer or an inmate, you do not know what it's like. As an officer and an inmate, your head has to continuously be on a swivel. And I've worked for the Department of Corrections for 7.5 years. I have come across some of the craziest inmates. And I'm talking about everything from throwing feces on you, urine on you, coming in 5 minutes later, going out in the ambulance, pencil in the head, all types of stuff. Your girl done seen it all. So being behind the wall, those inmates have to protect themselves at all costs. And if someone attacks them and they don't defend themselves, they'll be the punching bag for the whole time that they're there. The punching bag, the huncher, doing a hunching, getting hunched. So it is serious, even in county jails. Don't get it twisted. So I do understand from a different perspective of what, behind the wall. And you will see in this video how he's so happy to be free. He doesn't really want to say anything about anybody. You got any comments for fans? No comment. I don't have no comment. And that was the best thing for him to do, to say no comment. Because at the end of the day, he still has a target on his back. And at the end of the day, justice should prevail in any system. And the fact that all of these injustices have been just thrown in our face in regards to this YSL case, like the world should be outraged the way they are. Incarcerate people for the crimes they commit, not adding to it and fabricating and all this other stuff because you think that you are, in charge and you can get away with fabricating some stuff. When the chickens come home to roost, oh baby. So that was my thing when I worked for the Department of Corrections. treat people the way you want to be treated, you do have some family members that get in trouble and come in and out of these doors. And my thing, I was fair, firm, and consistent. I didn't have any issues with no inmates. Well, I had, a couple of inmates wanted to knock my block off. But they wrong time, wrong place. It just didn't happen. Inmates can be the best thing that happened to you while you're behind the wall, or the worst thing that happened to you. You can come in here acting like an a-hole all day. They're gonna make your time hell. You could come in here and then lose your high-paying job for a salami sub sandwich. Or you could be fair, firm, and consistent and come in there, and the inmates that hate you and the inmates that love you be like, oh, you know what? At least you fair, firm, and consistent. That's what they would say about me. She's a bitch. But she's fair, firm, and consistent. I'm not coming in here bothering nobody. I'm not. I'm just here to make sure that I go home and that you lock in and you safe and you wake up and I count. It's a warm body. You need medical attention. Hey, got an inmate up here. This is it. Can we send him down to medical? Yup, get the office up there, take them down to medical, or cold blue. Everybody coming. So you get the jail I work with is closed now. So that don't mean that every jail has their own stuff. So I ain't telling y'all nothing. But anyway, I left long before they closed. Okay. Thanks to Fox 5 Atlanta for the scoop. So we break down how Yak went from Fulton County's problem to the problem solver by outlasting the system, and that he had to do. He sounds very exhausted on this video, right? He sounds very exhausted. And if you've never been in jail, and especially for doing time, you would understand why. So many people can sit behind this keyboard and be keyboard gangsters and stuff like that. Oh, they did what they deserved, all this other stuff. Nah, G. Some of y'all wouldn't last in there 24 hours. I booked the inmate in. Me and I had a little scuffle. Just don't put your hands on me. We don't have to go there. We had a little scuffle downstairs. We got it all together. Yes, ma'am. She went straight to the hole. 5 minutes later, I done hanging. Now I gotta save this girl. Man, you just scuffle downstairs, but now I got to save him. And when the inmate has wrapped the sheet around them, I don't know if we can see that on YouTube, and it's dead weight. So whatever they weigh is double. Trust and believe me, like you don't want to be in a situation like that. So you gotta call out, like, listen, hey, up here. Bring the 911 knife. Bring the knife. Like, I'm trying to unloop this girl. Another officer with me. We trying to hold up, unloop her. You know what I'm saying? And then all the other people are coming. But by the time they got up there, we had her. We got her down, but it was a scuffle. Once that you see an inmate that way everything come out of them, like that's the last thing for them. So that's something that we have to try and prevent. So yeah, we can get in the paint with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. So, anybody can say, oh, I can do that. So what they're doing to YNW Melly is inhumane. I don't give a who you are. It is inhumane. The worst of the worst inmates. I've never heard a case as worse as YNW Melly behind that daggone wall. All of his rights have been violated. Every last one of them. In the United States of America, you are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And the prosecution has to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. We didn't make all of the laws. Those are the laws that are in place that have been made over time. Certain people get to take advantage of those laws, and other people, regardless, in YNW Melly's case, in regards to how much money you have, it does not matter. And so that poor young boy is sitting in that jail. And it's not, what they're doing to him is wrong on so many levels. So many levels. I don't understand how he can have red rum on his mind He can make a song a couple of years ago. I'm not saying that he's innocent. Nobody gets it twisted because I don't want nobody coming over here to start. You're gonna no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he made this song way before these unalivings happened. And if he committed these unalivings, then he deserves whatever he gets. I'm not talking about his rights right now. I'm talking about he needs to be proven guilty in the court of law beyond a reasonable doubt. I have some gang investigator, quote unquote, coming into court dressed in a poo shiesty mask, testifying on the stand about something that he Googled. I've been through gang training. And they take gang training very, very serious. They have professionals that come and train law enforcement officers. Stop playing. So that's why the YSL case, I'm sitting here like, y'all what? So one of y'all went to what? And how that worked? Yeah, it is a problem in jail. Gangs are a problem in jail. They are. You know why? Because those inmates they gotta pick a side. You know, rarely do you get to stay neutral, especially in prison. You need to pick a side. So it got so bad in the county prisons, what they do is they put all the gang members in one unit. Go for it. That's what they started doing. Because we need to keep the other inmates safe, and that's in the county jail. So in the state prison, when I worked in state prison, I worked in an all-women's prison. They got other stuff going on. You got some people that are, in there just don't, but really, in there it's a different story. But anyway, getting back to why I'm here. I'm just saying, I just want to enlighten some people, like, that, because you got people out here just running their mouth. Oh, this said the dirt, and I would have did this, and this would have did this, and this would have. You never know what you're going to do until you're behind that wall as an inmate or an officer. All I know is I ain't bring nobody nothing. You can be the no secret corners. You need to put your clothes on when you're talking to me. All of the rules in the blue book, just follow them. You ain't going to be just like this. We hear that parties used to come up here. It's quiet up here. I ain't playing that. It's quiet. People want to watch TV. They want to hear the TV. You want to make noise. In our county jail, if it's your out time, the rec door, you have access to the rec area. You want to make noise like that, go outside to the rec area. And here we're not running around. There's no room to run around in here. You do have older people that are incarcerated. That's just how it went. Fair, firm, and consistent. And my face will be just like this. Put your hands on me, it's a whole different story. Give me my space out, and I'll give you your space. We had county and federal inmates in the county jail where I work. And some of these inmates are smooth talkers. I'm coming from a mile away, bro. I'm sitting there one day. This inmate come up having a conversation. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. How are you? I'm good. He's the federal inmate in Orange. I'm good. Okay, good. What's up? What you need? Oh, no, I just came to say hi. Oh, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Yeah, I've been in here. And you start telling me your whole life story. Then you want to slip something in there and say something slick. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah? Uh-huh. Yeah. So how about you turn around and go in your room? Because you can't do nothing for me in here. How about that? See how that works? See how that go? Don't play with me. What am I going to do for benefits for my son? At the time, I only had my son. What am I going to do for benefits, baby? My son was 4 months old when I started working there. What am I going to do for benefits, baby? What am I going to do for money? I was young as hell, making a whole bunch of money. It was just crazy. The downside was I never really spent holidays with my son. He got everything in the world, but I was always stuck. You stuck because the next officer ain't coming in. Got good news and bad news. Sometimes I write a report and go home and be like, yeah, sure. Yeah. I got 2 more times and then it'll be me in the warden and PBA and everything and me. Because, baby, I'm going home today. I don't care. But anywho, Don't just, before you keep like judging people and stuff like that, and oh, because it's the stars. Like all of the people in the YSL trial are not stars. What's up, Allie? Thank you for being here. I see you up here in the chat. Yak free. Yeah, that I'm gonna play the video in a minute. You know, it was definitely a tearjerker, and I'm just saying, have a little compassion. Like you have people that fought for these laws, and we are losing right now in America. Our free speech, all of that, is being tossed out of the window. Try putting some of that ignorance aside. We can do more together, but people don't get that. So we're going to remain a country that is looking crazy right now. We are looking crazy right about now. Crazy. So, you know, like I said, try having a little bit of compassion. His mother's response was, she's been fighting for her child. Imagine you're not guilty of any of these charges that you were brought in here for, but because you're in here and you were assaulted and you struck back, if he didn't, y'all saw the staples in his head when he came to court. Did y'all see them? Those wasn't a decoration, those were staples. They bust this man's head down to the white meat. And until you've seen it in real life action, and sometimes I look at these young boys that's out here, they talk about that gangster. Yeah, we call it inmate tooting it for some goddamn on Jolly Ranchers, y'all. I said Jolly Ranchers, not even the whole bag. So stop playing when it comes to that. These young boys, y'all walk around here with these pants sagging. That stuff started in jail, baby. That is telling them guys in jail, I'm with it. Put your pants up. Do your research. Y'all need to know. Women and men, if you hear this, if you watch this, talk to your kids. That sagging pants stuff, you mess around and get incarcerated, you easy talk. They're like, oh, he went to this pants sagging. That's what it mean. That's where it came from. Y'all got to start doing y'all research. And I'll tell you, these tough guys be out here toughing it into the street. I'm this, I'm that, y'all getting there, hey, in a whole relationship. Not by choice, sometimes they are. All right. I seen a whole line of, I'm working, it was a whole line of Negroes lined up outside the door. I'm like, in my first day working on this area, I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on up here? What is going on up here? What is the line for at this door? First of all, that's against all the daggone rules. What is the line going on? Like story time, y'all. What? They was lined up, the boy and their lips all greased up like I got on my lip glosses popping. We was in there putting in that word. What the fuck? Everybody. First, you lock it in and you stay locked in the room that you were in there sucking on. Oh, yeah, I got all your names. I got the roster of it. Give me your names. Give me your names. Give me your names. You in this room, this room, this room. Y'all go in the room, lock it in, and the rest of y'all downstairs. We need to have a meeting. This is not going on Mondays and Tuesdays while I'm here, okay? Let's get the house rules straight. The officer I was working with, they was like, don't take that bid. I'm telling you when we're ready. Sir, why do you have your radio up here? Because you can't hear it. And they just running. My eyes was like, what? Let's have a meeting. Let me turn these TVs down. First of all, they're too loud. The officer, you can't do that. What? We can have a meeting up in here. What the you mean I can't do this? No, I'm not doing it. This is not how I run my show. In order for me to give them respect, they're gonna have to respect me. So let me handle it and you go over there and listen to your radio. Cause baby, listen, you can't do nothing with me here. Help me. Listen, I'm here Monday and Friday. This is how it's going to be. There's still TVs on the east side. We're going to keep them at one level. Y'all want to turn the TV, whatever y'all want to watch, I'm down with it. Y'all get together. What y'all going to watch over here? What y'all going to watch over here? The TV going to remain on one. That's why I can't understand Wright Street. I would never. The TV is going to remain on one level. Yep. So east side, balance. I need to hear what's going on around me. Another thing, I didn't tolerate bullies. I didn't like bullies. And then this guy that I was partners with, he went out on disability, and I got a real partner, but he was a real. I used to be like, look, Brunson. All right, we got order here, but I don't need. He used to be like, ain't no sagging on the pants. Everybody, if you're coming here and your pants sagging, you're getting a medium. Everybody don't wear medium. I don't care what size they wear. You're getting a medium. Don't forget, I don't want to see nobody drawers. He was from in the military, so he was very polished. Creases in his pants, shoes showing. You know one. You know one thing. What? Did you leave all your marbles in the military? You know one thing. Every goddamn on Monday and Tuesday, but nobody was getting over on him. So somebody decided to try. You get the schmedium. Schmedium is a medium. Bro, you wear about an extra large. He like, they could only go up there and you're gonna wear them until the next uniform change. I told you, don't play with me. You wanted to be you got it. He told you. You're going to wear schmedium. Ain't nothing I can say. You just don't go against your partner. But when your partner doing wrong, I had to school a lot of officers. Born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Don't come in here with all that. Some of these men are unfortunate. I grew up in the hood. I saw some of these young men growing up as babies. Outside, I said, that one over there, I remember walking home from school. I'm in high school. He a baby in the pamper. Out there playing with rocks, talking about I got them red caps and them blue caps. His mother was high and cracking his pamper when he was brought home. No chance. His sister, everybody. No chance. So before you judge people, you have to understand where they come from. You have people that come from that area and say, I'm not going to be where I came from. I'm not going to be a product of where I came from. I want to do better. And then you have some people that just don't. They never get anybody to tell them anything. So they think what their mother showed them from birth till, whatever is correct. So y'all had to do a lot of schooling. It gets tiring because you're not dealing. You took the job because of the money. Like we all did. A lot of us did. I ain't gonna say that wasn't a deciding factor. That's why I can't understand how people starting to work in the Department of Corrections for $15, $16, $17, $18, $19 or even $20 an hour. Heck no. You are in more danger than the police on the street. They got free rate to run. You don't. Where you running to? A lot of times your doors and stuff are controlled. You can't even get off a floor because it's controlled by somebody that's way downstairs. So you got to call for an elevator. Imagine you stuck and imagine that. So I always tell people that. Like before you, don't judge a book by its cover. I'm Survivor Speaks. You probably never think that I was a correction officer for 7.5 years, but those who know. I was very young when I started working as a correctional officer, 21 years old. 21. I had more sense than the older people coming in there working, people losing their jobs for salami and cheese subs, bringing in magazines, stuff like you couldn't get a straw from me. My bread and butter, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? My bread and I got to listen. 23 years old, I had a mortgage, car notes. That's why none of this stuff impresses me. So, like before you judge people, they need to. I see these fake gangsters on here, like doing YouTube now, and I know because, I used to follow a couple and I just be like, yeah, you know what? I can spot a fake, a bed. That's what I call it. Yes. I can spot it a whole mile away. And the stuff you saying ain't adding up. It's just not. It's not adding up. And that's just real freaking talk. I just look at people like, oh, really? Gotcha. Because when you come behind that daggone wall, you go behind that, it's a whole different story. I'm telling you. My only job every day was to make it home. That's real talk. Some inmates don't give a damn whether you in a uniform or not, especially if they have mental issues. They don't care. So, yeah, that was the first half of my life. I transferred to state prison and I was like 6 months in. I called them like, fuck y'all, I mailed y'all stab vests back. I'm burning these uniforms. After this deer surrounded me, I'd never been surrounded by deer. I had no business up there in the mountains messing with the people. Screw you, I ain't coming in there. I ain't never coming back. One of the best decisions I ever made. Listen. That was so funny though. Yeah, I'm serious, y'all. 6 months. I had it. Six months. To the day in the state prison with all women. Break the inmates up. I need to work with these women sometime. I need to go down here and work with these men. These women all the time. Listen, I can't think. Give me a mixture. So when I transferred to the all women's, listen, I'm not going to be able to do this. These men down here will work 2 days in a male jail. They get on my nerve. I don't like them. Some of them been working down here their whole career. Oh, you need to go work in the men's prison. See how long you last. Go work with the men. You down here popping it to these women. Chill. So anyway, what's this the easiest W? Well, what's this an L for Diamante Kendrick? He shouted out Judge Whitaker. And, shout out to Judge Whitaker for stepping into this case and doing what she did. Shout out to her. She did the best that she could with the hand that she was dealt. But if Glenville hadn't been recused, this would be going a whole nother way. We would still be in the YSL trial, #1, I think. He still would be objecting. Love would still be all over the place, screaming and hollering. It would have went a whole different way. And, Whitaker had to do what she had to do, and she did it in a way that, did I agree with everything she did? No. But she did come in and she did, like Jeffrey said, she made it fair for everybody all the way around. And so, now the prosecutors are trying to use these probation sentences as ways to trap these guys and to bring them right back into the fold. Jeffrey doesn't even live in Atlanta. He's in California. Y'all trying to revoke his bail here. Ray Charles from Heaven can see that Viverito was lying on the stand. And what else was she doing in those bushes besides snooping? I said what I said. And why didn't she want to be seen on camera? That's the most idiotic thing, because in videos, she's one size, and I'm not, I'm just observant. She's one size, and then she got her botched BBL. Did she use the Richard? Where's the Richard Millie? Have we found out? Can we send Dora the Explorer to see if she can find out where the watch is? That's just real talk. Did you trade the Richard Millie for the body? Did you have it? Do Fanny, Fonny, whatever she wants to be called? Does she have? Who got it? Does Love have? I don't know who has it, but this is just so unfortunate. This can be done to anybody. This can be done to anybody, no matter your race, color, It could be done to any of you. All you gotta do is not be liked by somebody and become a target. So, was the jail mad that Yak beat that Rico case? What the system as a whole? Abate, you was still at it today? That's sad. How about y'all read y'all paperwork over before y'all submit it? And people out here have to make corrections to the paperwork today. We all make mistakes, baby. I can't. I need reading. I can see far away, but these eyes is a little. Oh, and I'll be tripping sometimes. So anyhow, I want to bring the video over. Shout out to Fox 5 Atlanta. So I'm citing my source. So we're going to watch it. Hopefully the sound after it plays that it stays on within the video. I don't know what happened to the last one, but I think that Yak Gotti, he exhaled because he was out of jail, but he sounds so exhausted. Happy to see his family, happy to see his mother, and how he jumped on her because she hugged him and sat on the curb like, pinch me, I can't believe it. And here comes Sylvia with her cameras right there clapping. So shout out to Sylvia. I'm not going to take that from her. Shout out to Doug Adili for keeping us, abreast of what's going on in this case then and now and still. And to the people that I watched, I watched Cat Not Williams trial coverage, and also Flesh of the Gods. He does like reruns at night. So, shout out to the both of them and to all of the other content creators that that cover and continue to cover this case. And also, he did shout out to Doug Weinstein, who won the YSL case for him. He's a civil attorney, so this is like his first criminal case. Shout out to Doug, Bruce Harvey, and Nicole Westmoreland. Y'all know how I feel about Nicole Westmoreland. Yeah, y'all know I feel like she's a beast in the courtroom. So was Harvey. I'm surprised he didn't do the nose swipe today, but shout out to them, and shout out to Kayla Bumpus. Yak Gotti let y'all know it is what it is. Shout out to Kayla. That's what he said. He didn't say it is what it is, but he said shout out to Kayla. Don't act like y'all didn't hear. So I don't care what's going on in Kayla's personal life. That's not my business. But she did what she had to do. The warrant was hidden from everybody. I can understand that Yak Gotti's mother didn't understand. Miss Tasha didn't understand at the time. But the way Kayla explained it, she had put things in place that would be able to handle whatever. A lot of people didn't like the way she spoke, like what she said or whatever. But I know some attorneys that have done looked over her paperwork and stuff, and they said her paperwork be on point. So did y'all think that warrant was hidden for nothing, for nobody to see? Because everybody was shocked, including the judges. But people get in your ear and start talking, and then this man, he wanted to get out, or his mother wanted him out. So Bruce Harvey and Nicole Westmoreland, they are a wonderful team, but still shout out to Kayla as well. So we're gonna shout out all the attorneys, and shout out to Max Chart just because I wanted to. All right, so I'm gonna bring the video on and let's watch it. I'm gonna turn the sound down just a tad bit on my music. Shout out to More Music Inc. on the music. I've been working with him for years. He has a studio in Georgia. So he actually is the creator, engineer, and producer on the beat that's playing in the background. And he's also on my outro and intro. He made the beat, and I have fun recording my intro. I use it as an intro and outro, whenever I feel like it. All right, so let's just take a look at the video of Yak Gotti getting out today. It's the one in the check.
I love you, son. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
I think that's a little better than what.
I love you.
That's his mother. Can you hear it? Allie, can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the video, please?
I love you. Lord Jesus.
Good.
Yes, I love you.
Diamante, I'm with Fox 5. How glad are you to be finally out?
It's like, man, I'm reborn. I feel like I'm reborn. I feel like we've been through a lot in these last 3 years, 2 years. I just support. I appreciate our support system. My support system, my family, my friends, my loved one, and just reborn. It's just another chance at life. And I promise I won't let the people support me down. And let's get it. Shout out to Jay Whip for sure. Shout out Doug. Shout out to Jay Whip. Shout out Jay. Shout out Kaden. Shout out just all my lawyers. Bruce.
You were found not guilty of all the charges in December from that long trial.
For sure.
You picked up charges while you were in here. That's what kept you in. Is it frustrating that happened where even though you were found not guilty on all those charges and you ended up picking up stuff while you were in for that case that ended up getting not guilty on all charges?
I see,
yeah, it's frustrating. But it's like when you accused of things that you haven't did and you got a strong support system. Like I was on the news every day, me and my mom, a victim of like just accusing us of things that we haven't did, and it's like no one ever apologized for none of that. You know, like I got kids, I got grandma, I got people who love me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't never said, Mr. Kendrick, we owe you an apology, or this is not you. You know, and it's just like,
what would you say to Fonnie Willis?
I don't got no comment.
What are you gonna do now? I know you have an album apparently coming out.
Time to get back to work. Yeah, I'm gonna get up.
Not if your mom beats you first. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to add? Obviously, what's your first thing you're doing? It's been almost 3 years. Actually, today is 11 months or 2 years.
I just want to be with my family. Just be with family. Everybody who right here who's been staying 10 toes down and supporting me, I just want to spend time with them. No fake love, no fake energy. Just everybody who with me right now. No more, no extra.
Yeah. Diamante, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I hate to end y'all party, but I need to clear it up. All these business.
Trust me.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you. Look at Sylvia, y'all. Look at Sylvia over there with 1,000 cameras.
All right,
I can't take that away from her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know I ain't in the way.
That ain't all right there. She even got a hug.
All right, where's mine, y'all?
That's why I know we should.
All right. Yeah, your birthday's fine.
Look at Sylvia with her camera.
Straight up.
Look at Sylvia with her camera, y'all. That is hilarious.
Your mama named her. That's right. There you go. I'll be doing another plan. Over there. What y'all doing?
I stayed longer though.
Look at Sylvia.
Right.
I'm getting off. So, this guy, they have money. Like, so they can do stuff like that. Like, it's not like he's not somebody that didn't have a career. So, like, he has money. He just has to make sure that, just put your energy elsewhere. If I was him, I would move. I would listen, you can work it out with Just make sure you work it out with the parole. I would move out of Atlanta altogether. I wouldn't move in the surrounding area. I wouldn't move I would move out. I think that was one of the smartest things that Shannon Stillwell did. Move out. Because you're going to still have that target on your back. You can get your parole transferred to somewhere else. Because they're not playing fair. If you commit a crime, you should pay for the crime that you commit. But you don't have them pay for a crime that they commit and then try to throw it all and say, y'all pulling stuff out of the hat and stuff. This is a Rico. Oh, and Mr. Williams, Miss Williams' client, I forget that. I call him a little youngin. He did what he did. He not even a part, because now he in there saying YSL, but he did what he did. It didn't even have nothing to do with this. But y'all done pulled him into this. He had no idea why he was there. It had nothing to do with this. So, but you're going to pull him into this and say, oh, it's because of Jeffrey Williams in further conspiracy of the crime. Yeah, he did. Come on, y'all. So it could be your child. You can be ashamed with a mental issue, with real mental health issues. They do have facilities for those inmates that have mental issues. They have facilities for them. They do. You think these doctors, well, in the state I live in, the doctors, lawyers, police officers, depending, but really these doctors, lawyers, people with money, you think they go to the same jail that regular inmates go to? Because a lot of their crimes are PDF crimes, believe it or not. So they made this, it's a prison, but it's a diagnostic center. That's what they call it. Well, anywhere in a prison in New Jersey, well, where I worked, I wouldn't advise it, but you can eat off the floor. So that's what I'm not understanding Fulton County, right? Because you got to work in those conditions. So the way they keep the area affects you directly. So yeah, we cleaning in the morning. We after trays, after lunch chow. We cleaning after dinner chow, and then they cleaning. The trustees, they staying out and they're cleaning again at lockdown. They got half an hour to do it. We mopping floors till y'all get one over here, one upstairs on this side, and one upstairs on this side. If it was a side where I work with 48 inmates, it's 48 inmates to one officer, 96 to 2. Yeah, y'all figure it out. We're going to get one over here. If it was a unit with 48 inmates, one on the bottom, one on the top. Let's hit it. Let's get it. 30 minutes. Let's get it. Ain't no time to talk. So the inmates will put their earphones in their ear because they have Walkmans and stuff. And they would just get it. We hitting it. Bleach, pond, whatever. You get all that stuff from, through the county. It's all, chemicals from the county. And you walk in the county, you would be like, what the heck? Yeah, because that's how we roll. None of the officers that worked where we worked put up with that nasty mess. So when I saw Fulton County, I'm like, Rice Street, I'm like, what the hell is that? So we didn't sit behind no bubble. We right on the floor, just like this where I'm at right here. 12 cells on this side on the bottom, 12 on the top. 12 on the bottom, 12 on the top. 48 units, 12 on the bottom, 12 on the top. It's two to a room. Only time you're gonna get a single cell is if you're in the medical unit. So I'm just saying, like, there's a whole lot of things like that I see. Like, I would never. What? We can't get no cleaning supplies. Is y'all crazy? The power went out. I'll never forget it. Well, y'all just got to stay locked in. We got to manually open doors today. When the power was supposed to come back on, the whole city was out of power though. So it was like something that happened. Everybody, there was no power nowhere. Okay, y'all gonna be locked in. We're gonna still get them trays up. We're gonna eat. This is how we gonna do it. Y'all gonna roll that cart around to the doors, and we gonna roll around with y'all. You gotta have critical thinking skills. You just can't be in there like, okay, this is the rules, but sometimes you gotta make sense out of something. You gotta get in the huddle. You gotta get in we downstairs in the morning before our shifts and stuff. Like, what's the update? What's going on? What happened? This is what happened. Da, 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 da. We got this inmate that's popping off. Be careful. Da, da, da. Like they telling us. All right, what didn't get done last night that needs to be done immediately? Well, I had an inmate that came up last night, couldn't really get to medical. You need to make sure that inmate gets to medical so that, they could be checked out because they got to be medically clear before they can go into our housing units. I started I said, listen, everybody that come in here need to be quailed. This girl came in there with stuff flying off her all out the head. We had, child, listen. I said, give me a report. Like, listen, get the PVA down here because this is not going to work. I'm not taking nothing home. So all the inmates should be quelled, whether they come in here with that crawly stuff or not. So yeah, it was put into. It became a process. You come in, not only you get medically cleared, you're getting quailed. You're gonna wash with that quail lotion. I know ain't nobody trying to say but we trying to be we've taken precautions here. And so yeah, ever since then, like I saw that, it was crazy. The girl was, she had a mental issue and like she didn't want to shower. She, they picked up off the street. Yo, this is not going down. Yo, man, give me just get. I'm about to just gown me up from head to toe because what the heck I'm going to like. The nurses, everybody just gowned up. What we gonna do with this girl here? Like, listen, girl. Listen, we could just do this the easy way. No, she want to do it the hard way. Man, there was a nurse. You gotta think on your toes sometimes. There was a nurse there. She was not playing. She was not playing. The kids' guns you buy. She filled that mother sucker up with quail because, like, we really didn't want to. You don't really want no crabs jumping off somebody jumping on you. She was spraying her with quail. Like you don't want to do it on your own. Like we can't. I said, what the fuck? Where the hell did you get that from? She's like, I had this and sitting in there for a long time. I don't work in the medical unit unless I took it on the overtime or something. So I don't. She's like, I don't use it often, but you got to be on your P's and Q's. I remember I took inmate to medical. Gee, they took the nurse hostage. What is going on here? Now I'm there with a female inmate. This man got the nurse in the headlock. Nothing. He got a pencil to her neck. I'm gonna do it. I said, Lord, listen. The men is in the holding cell waiting to be seen. Listen, this is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do because it's about to be a storm running through that door. They don't care about nothing else but getting, making sure the nurse is safe. But they got to be careful how they do it because, he had that pistol to her neck like he was going to jug her. She had a little mark over here. That nurse came back to work, though. I would have quit. She was good, though. But I just say all that to say, you never know when you might be in a situation where you don't know how you're going to react, where you don't know what's going on the inside. When you hear a story and you think, oh, that's far-fetched. They can't do that. They can do whatever they want to do depending on what type of jail that you work in. I tell the story often. I threw a lieutenant out of my unit. I will not be going into internal affairs to answer any questions for anybody unless it's my own issue. He lost his whole pension, his family, everything, because he was buying cooch off the street. And when them girls get locked up, they're going to start running their mouths. You the lieutenant, ain't you? You either get me out of here or else. So I'm working the midnight shift. This creep comes there. He signs the book. The girl kicking. When the inmates come in kicking, they on drugs. They're coming straight from the street. It smells horrible. Horrible. A lot of times they're on suicide watch because the pain is so bad that they cannot bear it. They are vomiting, but nothing's coming up with this yellow stuff, and it smells so bad. It's like liquid. And they have either that, this coming out this way, diarrhea, everything. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So they go in the paper gown. This girl just came in. I'm working the midnight shift. Lieutenant come around, everything good. He sit in the chair now. He sits in the chair across from me. He looking around. Now the girl at the door peeping up. Can't hardly sit up. Lieutenant, with all due respect, you signed the book. I told you nothing's going on. I'm going to ask you to leave. What's going on? I'm going to ask you to leave now. Thank you. He thought he was going to go ask another lieutenant because he was Caucasian and he was Caucasian in the morning. Yo, what's up with Green? What happened? She threw me off the unit last night. What's up with that? I never had an issue with her. She's always firm, fair. I never have to really come to. I just sign a book in her area and leave. I've never had an issue with her. Not. She's one of the better officers. You think Lou ain't come up there and tell me exactly what you said, sir? You ain't buying cooch. I'm telling you, he lost his whole pension, his wife, his daughter, everything. Because you out there on the hostro buying cooch from these girls that's on drugs. Yes, he did. He was about to retire. He was there way before I had come there. I think he had about 3 or 4 years left. Down the drain. They didn't even give him the opportunity to resign. He lost his pension. So, shout out to Yak Gotti. Whitaker told him, congratulations on his fourth album that's coming out. She done did her homework. They probably was writing stuff. So I guess Whitaker said that's the least I can do. Because he ain't get found not guilty of anything gang related. So I can't tell him what to say on his wrongs. But y'all did throw in here that he can't have any gang activity. But y'all did specify that he can't go out here and make the same type of music that he was making before. Because he didn't get found guilty of none of that, y'all. Think about it. He got found not guilty of that. So Whitaker's like, everybody talk about his album that's coming out. Even Whitaker. Oh, man. I got to go over here and see has Cash Money Cass if she made any videos yet. Because, baby, I know it's one up already over there on TikTok and Twitter. Shout out to y'all on Twitter that's tuned in. Y'all always come and hang out for the whole video. I love y'all for that. And I always say, if you get a chance, come on over here and support your girl. Just hit the like button on YouTube. You can go back over there and watch on Twitter and subscribe to the channel. Hey, and then go back over there like that. But y'all be over there on Twitter hanging in strong. And I appreciate y'all for that. And I really don't look from Twitter. I think I have found a way to do it before, and I've never done it before. I'm just always over here on the YouTube side, but I can see the numbers here on this side for Twitter and YouTube combined. So shout out to y'all for that. I'm hoping that Yak is enjoying his time with his family tonight. Shout out to everybody that's free. Try to keep your freedom, and remember, it's better if we stick together, y'all, because things aren't looking fine, and people that are small-minded and was thinking one thing, and our country is in a freaking shambles. I'm embarrassed. I don't even care to watch the news hardly. I just know that it's not right. It's not. I'll just say that, they're messing with Social Security, messing with, if you have parents that are sick, people that are diabetics and can't get their medication. They're rationing out the diabetic medication for them. My nephew was almost halfway in a daggone diabetes coma. He can only get a certain amount of insulin, and it's not working. Like, he runs out. My sister can't get her one of the medication that she needs at all. So, go figure. If you don't, just go figure, y'all. We got to do better as a country. That's all I'm saying. You know, people are going to be ignorant and still do what they want to do, but it is very tiring, you know, to, you know, see what's happening, and people close their eyes to it, close their ears to it, and close their minds to what's really, really going on here. Uh, in a couple months, I think we're going to see some things, and we'll just wait. That's all I can say about that right about now. But we're going to see some things happen in a couple months, and it's pretty upsetting. So anyhow, let me get out of here because I don't do the politics. I try to stay away from it. Try to stay away from all that crazy talk, you know, all that, you know, on whatever side. Like, you know, it's the person that's running for me. If the wrong person is running as a Democrat, I'm probably going to vote Republican, Independent. If the wrong person is running as a Republican, I'm probably going to vote the other way. Like, for me, what I feel for me is not the right thing. I don't jump on bandwagons. Like, I think that we all have the right to live comfortably and just have food to eat, you know, clean water to drink and stuff like that. Food is so expensive. Don't frown your nose at when you see homeless people on the street. You never know what happened. A lot of these homeless people fought for this country, and now they're on the street with nothing. Let that sink in. While you run around free, let that sink in. So sometimes I give, sometimes I don't. It just feels whatever I'm feeling, because you never know if the person is really homeless or not, but you still have to be cautious when, like, you know, you're donating to them. Like, you know, I probably roll my window down this much, stick something through there if I want to donate, and have my foot on the gas, because you just never know. But I do, that's something that I enjoy. If I can help somebody get a meal, I'm going to do it. So anyway, I think that's how we all should be, because right now food is sky high. I never would believe that I would see that 18 eggs, and I never heard of this egg company before. 18 eggs. I should have took a picture of it. 18 eggs is $28.99. I could not believe my mother freaking eyes. And one of these small side stores, international stores, yes, the eggs was $28.99. Eggland's Best for 18 eggs was $6. I said, what? Is that the goose that laid the golden eggs that's making these eggs? Because why are these eggs $28.99? Then they had the mother suckers on sale. I went back in there. I said, God dang on it, they still higher than Eggland's Best. Like, what is it? What is in these eggs? What is in the eggs? People can't even get eggs now. I'm gonna just go out here and buy me some chickens and I'm gonna go out here and get me a farm, because God daggone it, that it seems like it's the way to go. Got somebody come in here and what you do? Make the chicken? How do they make the eggs? I gotta go get me some elementary books. I don't want to use Google. I'm going back to school, get me some elementary books. I want to know how they lay in these eggs. Did the goose that laid the golden eggs, is that goose still alive all this time? Because I never thought I'd see the day when eggs would be $28.99. God daggone sense. But I said, what the frick? We ain't gonna have no eggs today. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, y'all, it wouldn't be me if I didn't end the show the way I normally end it, by bringing awareness that men get breast cancer too. Because of the stigma surrounding the word breast, we have changed the word to chest and/or pet cancer over here on the Survivor Speak show. So let's continue to stop the stigma surrounding the word breast, so that we continue to bring awareness that men get breast cancer too. And to all my ladies out there, please make sure that you are getting your mammograms, filling on your boobies to make sure that you are all right. And don't you dare let anybody come into your house and disturb the peace. That passes all understanding. I'm Survivor Speaks. I'll see you guys in a live stream tomorrow. The Lori Daybell, not Vallow. She got a yes, hitting it to her today. But I'll see you guys in the live stream for her tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will schedule the live stream. And thank you all for watching. See you later. Bye. Peace. Love and hair grace.
Survivor Speaks is the name at the end of the day. People love me or hate me, I don't care either way. Breast cancer busted through like a leaf in the night. A cancer's ass was knocked out before the end of the fight. A cheer for y'all, coming through, knocking everything out. This is hard if you see, I do nothing for clout. Just like cancer, I'll let nothing take me out. So be respectful when you step foot inside of my house. Hold it clear to have your ass escorted on out. So hop up out the bushes, wrap your feet, take a seat, and get comfortable and chill with your girl. Survivor Speaks, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Who, what? I'm Survivor Speaks. What time is it? What time is it? It's time for you to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you get a notification each and every time that I go live. Yeah.